Guys, let's get back on into Abraham. Sorry, y'all. I meant to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and as a result, I had to shorten the other video and just stop it because I don't want to share people's information by mistake, right? So I want to get into this prophet thing, right? Because in our mind, nobody told us that Miriam, the prophetess, came first. We had always heard that the prophet came first, right? That the man was our prophet, right? Let's get into this, right? Let's get into this. Because somehow we didn't pay attention to this servant title. Right? We brought in this servant for a reason. Because I showed you that Moses is actually called a servant and looking more like a hired hand than he is a prophet. Right? So we're going to go, because somebody said, well, wait a minute, Abraham is called a prophet. Yeah, he was. Let's get into what Abraham was doing, though. And let's see who Abraham is a prophet of. Right? Because you got to pay attention around here, or else you'll follow these men off of a cliff. Pay attention. The highest title of tribute you could give a person in the Old Testament was to call him the servant of the Lord, right? Which was an Ebed, right? Right? Ebed. All right. The Hebrew word for servant denotes God's given authority as an accredited messenger of the Lord. I don't buy that messenger shit. All right? I'm going to tell you why. I'm telling you, I'm from the belief system that Samuel was a woman. I can't prove it, right? Because Judah did what they did with the pen, but I'm going by my intellect here, and I feel it in my bones, right? But if I can't prove it to you, I don't force feed it to you. You do what you want with it. But what could have been different? That they needed a king if they already had a man. What? Because all we see is women stepping in this role prior to them asking for this king nonsense. This is why the Creator talks about them bringing out the bones of the priests and the prophets, right? Because you're going to see that word, a woman prophet, right? But they want to give you prophetess. They want to dumb her down. They don't like that she's a woman prophet, right? That she's walking in the same, if not a higher power, right? I'm just going to call it what it is, right? It looks like she's walking in a higher power. I see kings consulting her. That's what I see. For a book they don't understand. Sound familiar? Let's keep going. All right? And I don't say that to be cocky. I say that to walk in my called duty. This is what I'm called to do, man. Whether you recognize it or not. It's foreign to you, I know. This shit's like driving on the other side of the road, right? Get used to it. Because I ain't going nowhere. All praise my mama. Abraham is called a servant, right, of the Lord. Let's get into what Abraham was up to. Come on, because I want to bring in Abraham the prophet. We got to do this. Let's go to Genesis 14, y'all. So I can't bring in the Strong's Concordance with this without it bringing in the full chapter. All right. But I want to get down to Abraham, right? Because his name is changed to Abraham later on, right? He is raised up to a father of many nations, right? But you would think raised up, right? He's actually kind of demoted because as Abraham, he was the exalted father. Like, look, I'm going to show you. As Abraham, he was the high father. Original name of Abraham, right? Abraham was his original name, right? Which I told you, Sarah is raised up. It's Sarah that's linked to those Saracens that are to be vanquished and annihilated, right? Into perpetual slavery, right? It's the Saracens. But you won't give that dignity to Sarah, right? Mother Israel. You won't give that dignity to her. Now, will you, man? you believe, because they wrote me out of this, that you play this pivotal role in creation when you are just fertilizing an egg that belongs to me. So you're going to see his name means exalted father, right? What the Creator did, changed it to Abraham, right? Changed it to Abraham, father of many nations. The name of 2 Israelites, father of height, lofty. I don't like that lofty word, y'all. But let's keep digging on Abraham, right? Because he's the prophet, right? You're going to tell me he's the first prophet. Okay, so let's get to this story right here. Melchizedek blesses Abraham, and the king of Sodom went out to meet him after his return from the slaughter of Chedorlaomer, and the kings that were with him at the valley of Sheba, the king's dale. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. So he's blessing Abraham, right? He's in Salem. Are there any Israelites in Salem? Huh, Frontline? Hell no, right? We know this. There ain't no Israelites in Jerusalem, which Jerusalem is Salem. See that? So we know right off the bat, this is some territory that don't got nothing to do with us, right? Who's in this territory, y'all? Y'all know. It's the one they so obsessed with. So, Melchizedek is in Salem. What does Melchizedek mean? King of right, huh? The right. Ain't the right where Ephraim's supposed to be at? Huh? An early king in Israel. No, you're not. You're some sort of hijack. My king is right. Father is king. A lot more of that patriarchy stuff, y'all. So check it out. We're going to keep going. And he blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abraham of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be the Most High God, which have delivered thine enemies into thine hands." And he gave him tithe of all. And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, "Give me the persons, take the goods to thyself." And Abram said to the king of Sodom, "I lift up my hand unto the Lord Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take from thee a thread, not even a shoelace, that I will not take anything thine, lest thou shouldst say, I have made Abram rich, save only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me, Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre, let them take their portion." So he don't save the people. All right? Pay attention. The king of Sodom said, "Give me the persons and take the goods." So Abraham done gave him the persons. All right? He just ain't take nothing for it. All right? But let's go back up to what Abraham did do, right? A tithe was exchanged, right? What is a tithe, y'all? A tenth. A tenth is a tithe, guys. This is going back to Abraham. Remember, we pointed out St. Stephen instituted this in the churches, right? Right? The Catholic Church. That's why they love Stephen. That's why he's venerated, right? But look who did it before him. All Stephen did was give a shout out to Abraham when he made sure that the churches did this. That was it. Any tenth collected, all of this, if we see this later on in any of the tribes, they're doing this because of Abraham. So let's find out what Abraham is up to, right? Abraham giving out tenths. All right, let's go back up. Let's go back up. And he blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abraham of the Most High God." Right? Let's see who that Most High God is. Elion, an elevation lofty, as titled the Supreme, from Allah. To go up, ascend, climb, bring up, offer. Sound like that ascended master stuff, don't it? Didn't they say JC was an ascended master? Yeah, they did. Uh-oh, we're bringing in this word that sounded familiar, y'all. Allah. Allah. You see it, right? Look at the pronunciation. Allah. Huh? Excel. Look at all of these words. A shoot. To shoot forth, huh? A primitive root. To ascend. To shoot forth, huh? Sound a lot like that garden language, huh? Ezekiel 17 is coming to mind, guys. Look at all these words. Incite, jump, lift, marching, mating, offer, reach, chew, climb. Man, withdrew, withdrawn, sprang, spring. There's a lot of words associated with this Allah. What is this Allah? From low place to high. Accusative of place whither. A city, huh? See, they keep saying that Shira built cities, but it actually says Shira built the upper and lower pools. Sacred places. Ascend, climb, to meet, to go up in war. A vegetation, a natural phenomena of inanimate things, huh? Allah of inanimate things. Let's see what these verses are connected to. There's a lot going on in that Allah word, guys. And it's trying to copy off of the spirit that hovered. That's what it's looking like. It's really focused on the word went up. Went up. Of the land, ascended. Moriah, ascended and descended. Didn't I tell you that was bringing me mind to Jacob's ladder? Let me tell you something, y'all. There's this reference that, remember when we came to the discovery that Judah was not Israel. We kept seeing the verses say Judah and Israel. Well, you know what else I keep seeing? Jacob and Israel. Right? Time of Jacob's trouble. Y'all have seen this Jacob stuff. As if there's some sort of separation from Jacob and Israel. Y'all better pay attention. I keep finding this character who was the funder of the Catholic Church. That ladder that they're talking about right here is from Jacob. These angels ascending up and down. Jacob is being connected, guys, to this Allah word. I'm just telling you guys that there's this character I keep finding in history called Jacob, the fugger of the lilies. And I keep hearing about this lily covenant of the lilies, guys. They say that Jacob, the fugger of the lilies, it sounds exactly like what you think it sounds like, was the one that funded the Catholic Church, that he was the richest man, one of the richest men. And he was the founder of the Catholic Church, guys. He was funding all of these missions they were going on. Everything. Everything, guys. It was him. I don't trust these men, guys. I'm just telling you guys. Now, they might be our progenitors. There's few men that I do trust. You know, Joshua being one, Hosea. We should probably just get used to saying Hosea, really and truly, because Joshua is looking like JC to me. Okay, so maybe that's why Moses decided to give him a new name, huh? Oh boy. So listen, guys. It's not surprising for me to see Jacob in this. As I told you, I keep seeing Jacob and Israel. I don't know what that means yet. But I got an idea. They're going to Bethel. Look, there's more of that language, that gardening language when it comes to this word too. Came up after. The cows came up after. Judah went up to the sheep shears. You see? So this Allah word is hitting on a lot. Okay? And to me, it's sounding exactly like what you think it sounds like. Allah. Okay? But this is this Most High. See? This is why I lean towards let's just get used to saying the Creator, guys. How could you go wrong? This is linked to the Most High. And I'm putting you on notice. If you're saying the Most High, this is being linked to Allah. This is who Abraham is giving tithes to. And this is who Abraham is commingling with. He's creating covenants with these people. It is out of this. Listen, everything linked to Israel is coming through Sarah. It's not being said to come through Abraham. All right? Because Abraham was once Abraham, who was exalting the patriarchy. The Creator put that in check and raised up Sarah. Anything contrary to that, he's going against the Creator. And it's looking like it to me. If he's linked to what I think he's linked to, and we're going to keep going. And I'm going to show you he's exactly linked to what I'm trying to imply right here. Let's keep going. Alright, so Abraham gives over the persons, must be the slaves, right? Living beings, nefesh. Yeah, souls. He does not intervene to stop the people from being taken. He doesn't want to take anything, but he lets them take these people into Sodom. So he's consulting with Melchizedek, who's coming out of Jerusalem, right? Salem, who is the priest of the Most High God. He blesses him. Blessed Abraham of the Most High God. Blessed be the Most High God, which have delivered thine enemies into his hand. This is all about Allah as it pertains to Abraham. Now I want to get to Abimelech, because we saw Abraham with, we already saw Abraham with Melchizedek, but now I want to bring in Abimelech. Alright, so this is going to classify Abraham as a prophet, but we're going to get to the bottom of just who Abraham is a prophet for. Abraham, originally named Abram, is a central figure in the Bible, revered as the what? The patriarch. Why would they put this word here? Huh? Because they're telling you this is the patriarchy. He's the patriarch of the Israelites, the Ishmaelites, right? Who are the Ishmaelites? That's from Hagar. The Edomites and the Midianites. He is recognized not only as a patriarch, but also as a what? A prophet. Who told them this? We're going to get to what prophet for what God he is for. All right? A role that underscores his intimate relationship with God. His function as a conduit of divine revelation. Really? I'm trying to tell you, these men will lead you off a cliff. Abraham's not mama's sons. Let me be clear. Not mama's sons. Shout out to mama's sons that are here. Pull up in the van. Prophetic calling. Abraham's prophetic role is explicitly mentioned in Genesis 20:7. Is it really? Where God refers to him as a prophet. Now returned the man's wife, for he is a prophet, and he will pray for you, and you will live. But if you do not return her, you can be sure that you and all who belong to you will die. Now, how are we bringing in, right? One, he's a prophet, and because he prays for you, you're going to live. What does that sound like? It sounds like Moses again, out there praying over people. It sounds like JC Let me bring the lady to touch the hem of his garment. I mean, all of this stuff sounds alike to me. It sounds like some fantastical tale of some man coming to save you. Trying to tell y'all something. He's supposed to pray over this man. And if he does it, he's going to live. It sounds like Moses with the caduceus. That's what it sounds like to me. Throughout his life, Abraham received several divine revelations and visions. I believe Abraham was approached as someone to procreate with Sarah, because there was something genetically that the Creator wanted from Abraham, and that there was something definitely waiting for him, but instead he decided to go into the covenant with this person. And we're going to get to the story. Let's do it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm drinking a lot during this episode because today was 107 degrees. And so I'm hot, you know. So, I mean, this guy actually sounds more righteous than even Abraham in this story. Because Abraham looked like he trying to pimp his wife out. Let's just call a spade what it is, right? I'm going to call a spade a spade. It looked like pimping. It looked like some Esther Ruth stuff still going on. Like some sexual immorality, right? I'm going to dangle my wife, who must be beautiful, right? Because we see this happen with Isaac next. These women must have been beautiful women that these men were fawning over them. So he was pretending, this is my sister, and I'm going to get everything I need out of this agreement. But lo and behold, the king Abimelech sees some sort of interaction between the two of them and figures it out. And he says, look, you was going to bring guilt on my house if I slept with your wife. That sounds like more righteous than Abraham. Abraham running around sleeping with Hagar. He sleeps with Keturah. That's how we get these other nations. This is how we get the Ishmaelites. He's sleeping with Hagar. This is how we get the Midianites. He's sleeping with Keturah. He's not faithful to his wife. But that's not the example we see. We see Noah in a boat with one woman. We see Job. These are the righteous men, guys. We see Job with his wife. Like this, go ahead and keep believing the men. It sounds like now doesn't it sound more Islamic the more we talk about it? I wonder where that came from. I'm taking you on this journey, ain't I? Now you don't sound so. Now you Israelite, right? Think you're from the tribe of Judah, but you are an Israelite, right? And you think you're supposed to have multiple wives. Doesn't that sound a lot like what the Ishmaelites believe? Huh? Yeah, damn sure, dude. You just don't even see that you walk into the same tomb to this Abrahamic religion. You can't even see it. And these mofos over here are probably the ones holding the Christianity. You can't even see it. You think he begot he. Keep believing these man-made lies. Mama gonna come set this straight. It says he's not only recognized as the patriarch, but also the prophet. This is hilarious. Let's go back to that prophet role he was in. He's going to pray for you. He is a prophet. He will pray for you and you will live. But do not return to her. You may be sure that you and all who belong to you will die. Moses out there inspecting boils, inspecting hair colors, telling people to stay out the village for 7 days. Out the camp. You hear me, the village. When did Moses say, hey, go get this plant? Did you hear Moses say that? No. He lying to the people, telling them they're going to be cured by standing outside or being praying. Listen, I don't know who the hell Moses was praying to. I don't know who Solomon was praying to. Okay? I don't know. They showing us worshiping somebody, but it ain't the God of Israel. It ain't the Creator. I don't know who they worshiping. Okay? And now you're going to see the same thing with Abraham. Watch it. Let's get to the story of Abimelech. The name If it ain't about the father, if it ain't about the patriarchy, why all we keep seeing is the father? But it's not about the patriarchy, right? It's not about the patriarchy, Simone. My father is king. Wow. Father of the king. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Let's keep going. So I can't, like I told y'all, bring in this book with the concordance without bringing in the entire book. So let's go down to 20 and 17, right? Because Abraham is praying that God heal Abimelech, right? Oh, let's see. He's praying to judge, to make prayer, make supplication, to intercede, huh? That's really good, huh? Let's see. Sarah, the noblewoman. This is the one linked to Israel. But if you don't pay attention, you're going to think it's all about this man, Abraham, who's raising his hands up, right? Pretending that Sarah's his sister. You know, he's just all over the place, man. You know, this man sounds a lot, actually more righteous than Abraham in this instance to me. He is the one that is choosing not to engage in this. I'm trying to see where did they put that Most High God stuff in this one too yet? All right, it's not. Oh, the prophet stuff. I wanted to get to that prophet. Nabi. They call him a prophet, right? So who is he a prophet of? Look at this. 20 and 7. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, thou shalt live. And if thou restore her if thou restore her not, know that thou shalt surely die. Who does that sound like? I'm telling you guys, you just got to pay attention to what's going on in the text. Right? Because remember, when he meets Melchizedek and Melchizedek prays over him, which looks like he's initiated Abraham into this priesthood, because next we see Abraham later praying for this king. So it's almost like he initiated him into the priesthood, Melchizedek, when he prayed for Abraham. Okay? So now they get to this covenant, and once again, this Allah word comes up again. Okay, because this is the Most High, right? We keep with this Most High stuff, so we got to get to that word again. Is it what it sounds like? An elevation, lofty? Is it what it sounds like? Is this are we talking Abraham? Yeah, we're talking Abraham. Yeah, we're talking Abraham. God, most possessor of heaven. Yeah, we're talking Abraham. The one and only. He was a priest of God, the Most High. See, that's the text right there that concerned Melchizedek. And then we see later Abraham with this Allah meeting with Abimelech. So let's go back to this word Allah. Right? I want to focus on this word Allah. This word Allah could mean God, possibly goddess, right? An oath. What do we see? What do we see Abraham do? Right? He takes an oath with Abimelech to wail, to swear, curse, an oak, a terebinth, right? What did we see last week with the scribes? An oak, right? The oak of Mamre, right? Well, keep remembering that oak, because next week we're going to talk about that oak, because that oak came up in one of our old episodes. So let's get back to this word Allah. The word Allah means God, meaning one of several deities, especially a male deity, right? A male deity, a male God, right? A male God is what y'all want to keep force feeding me. I'm good. I have a head whose image I am made in. Alright? And me and her are in a good place, and I don't want to tick her off, okay? Because for the longest, I never acknowledged her. Whose image I am made in. We don't have the same head, sir. When you figure that out, come see me. We don't have the same head, fellas. I'm made in her image. That's why it's going to come to me first. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting congested too. Let's go. Abimelech had not come near. Let me see. I'm trying to get to this passage. I want to get to Allah. Sorry, we were on Allah. Oh, we were in this word. Sorry. Meaning one of several deities, especially a male deity, presiding over some portion of worldly affairs. The Paleo Hebrew language, or the original language of Abraham, is one spoken with an emphasis on the ruach, right? The breath, the wind, the spirit. When the language of Abraham, each letter has a meaning, a number associated with it that adds meaning to each word they're using with, right? So Abraham is on that most high kick. Abraham is on that breath, wind, spirit kick. You see? Abraham is one spoken with an emphasis right here. Eber, he's connected to that Eber word, right? Which is connected to that Eber, Hebrew, right? I told you. Is Hebrew Israel? Let's keep going. With an emphasis on what? Ruach, breath, wind, spirit. When the language of Abraham, each letter has a meaning and a number associated with it that adds meaning to each word they're used with. Right? So let's go down here. They're going to have Allah, ox, the AI for the ox, strength, leader, staff. There goes that staff again, right? We linked that staff and that rod to bacteria, didn't we, guys? Strength of the staff, control of breath, protect breath, strength of authority. Let's go down to this Allah word, though. So in the paleo, it's looking like it's Allah, right? We're right here. God, possibly goddess, all of the words we word before, right? But they got a few more down there. An oath, adjuration, right? Right here. Curse, execration, swearing, to wail, lament, to swear, curse, elm, oak, teal tree, right? You wouldn't even believe a tree is associated with that. Yasharali, I don't know what that is. Yasharali, right here, guys. I don't know what that is. I want to brush up. Righteous of AI, righteous of Israel. Yasharala. Child, I don't know why I was struggling with that. It's the way they spelled it over there. You know? Yeah, it's their spelling over there that was messing with me, guys. Sorry. Also, and let's see. Red lentils, a condiment. Edomites. Reminds me of that stew, right, that Esau was eating. All right, let's keep going down. So the English for it would be God, one of several deities, especially a male deity, right, presiding over some portion of worldly affairs. Elah or Allah. You see it, right? Elah or Allah. Who was Abraham worshiping? He was worshiping Allah, right? An oath, which we saw him take an oath to swear. We see him with the oak, a terebinth, an Israelite name, also an Edomite name, huh? Yeah, so we know what we came here for. Did you know that this Elah is actually associated to Allah? It's been around for a while, guys, and I showed you this before. When did I show you this before? Who came before Abraham? This dude, this mofo right here, didn't he? Yeah, he came first. And he is a prophet of Allah. But we read, right, that Muhammad comes after JC. So if that's the case, how is he the first? How is he a prophet of Allah? He predates JC and Muhammad, right? Who comes right after him? Abraham. You see that? So when we got to that episode, the scribes and their wall, and that word Quran kept coming up, right? That there was the city of records, this book of the word, right? And I showed you these men hiding their iniquity in their bosom, hiding this teaching. You didn't believe me, right? Because I'm supposed to be baking bread and spraying some perfume on you. You don't believe me, do you? I done told y'all before. Mama gonna show you that everything I've been saying is correct. Don't worry. She's going to show you what these men did to keep me in my place and to keep you ignorant of it. With their religions. Where they keep trying to put something in your hand. Right? They keep trying to put a bow in your hands. And Adonai. They just keep trying to put something in your hands, and it's not what you would think it is. They keep trying to give you this man, and y'all can't see it, and telling you that the man is going to come to save you. And I keep telling you, it's going to be an Ezer. Just because KJV wrote it out the book, do your research. Do your research. You cannot remain ignorant of this. Trying to hit on that word for y'all, the bells. I'm trying to hit on it, and I can't remember what word it was that brought me to bow. And I showed you guys, like, You don't think it's a joke? Look, who is Abraham is lifting up his hands. The upper room, huh? Huh? This word, room. He's lifted up. Where'd it go? I have lifted up. It means room. To rise, arise, exalt the Most High. He lifted up his hands and made it high right here. I think it's a joke. What do they make you do in the church? Lift up your hands. The Most High God. Allah. So, back to the argument of why we're here. He's called a prophet. But now we know he is a prophet in fact. Of the Abrahamic religions he's always been connected to. Alright? He is a prophet of Allah. And he's lifting up his hands to none other than Allah. He is praying, right? And Abraham said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up my hands unto the Lord, the Most High God. Allah. Did that sound like the creator that Israel was? Because Allah told you that I ain't shit, that I need to walk 3 feet behind you, and I need to cover up my body because you can't help yourself, right? Because we saw Solomon running around humping everything that wasn't nailed down, right? We saw it. So you can't help yourself, so I need to cover up myself all the way up to my eyes because you can't help yourself. No, you want me to be miserable, disgruntled Adam. You want me to be subjected to your rulership. Well, I'm not having it. You don't run nothing here, man. For dust you are, and unto dust you shall return if you ain't a son of my mama's. And I come from a line of women up here. And these women were your judges. They were taking you into battle right here. And they put a king in his place like I do every week. I made sure you ain't holding nothing on the front line. That's what we do every Sabbath. Right, guys? And ain't nothing about that gonna change. I'm still the guard, and I'm still the chief on this front line. And son, you can listen to me, or you cannot. The choice is yours. Much love from the front line, guys. I'll see you next week. And we're going to get into this oak tree that this dude, this mofo, who is honoring Allah, is connected to. Alright? This man is raising up his hand and praying for people in this name. Got absolutely nothing to do with your nation, Israel. Ephraim. Then we're going to get into Joseph's issue. I'll see y'all next week. Take care. Thank you for watching. I couldn't do it without you.